reaction to Grealish and Harry Maguire. They have been missed out on the England European squad for this European Championship. Gareth Southgate announcing his team. We discussed yesterday about James Maddison. It was announced yesterday that he'll be out of the squad, and the rest of the squad is announced today. The squad is missing the likes of Grealish, Maguire, Maddison, and here's the full squad. So the three goalkeepers are Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, Aaron Ramsdale. Defenders that go is Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez, Mark Gahey, Esri Konsa, Luke Shaw, who's actually the only natural left back in the squad, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, Kyle Walker. Midfielders include Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's listed as a midfielder. That's his position for this England team. Conor Gallagher, Kobe Mainoo, Declan Rice, and a little bit of a surprise in this one, but Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace, the 20-year-old central midfielder. Forwards include Jude Bellingham, Jared Bowen, Eberechi Eze, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, and both Ivan Toney and Ollie Watkins. They are both in the squad. So the squad is announced. Now, first of all, let's just discuss some of the major ones that are gone. Harry Maguire, but Harry Maguire is a little bit of a longer conversation. Jack Grealish. Now, Jack Grealish is someone that gives you a little bit different. It gives you a little bit different capabilities than what these set of England players has. You got Gordon and Bowen and Saka. Those are kind of one format of player, guys that are really much more direct and vertical. But Grealish is a guy that's very good at cutting in, very good at being that inverted winger, very technical, very good at retaining possession. But he's been a player over the past year that just hasn't played enough for Manchester City this past season. He hasn't been that big of an impact. He played in 20 Premier League matches this season. Total, but that's just appearances. Only 20 appearances this season. The Premier League only has 4 goal contributions in the Premier League this season. 3 goals, 1 assist. Is ever since Grealish got to Man City, Pep has kind of ruined him, because Grealish, he's just his ability to get on the ball and to do something exciting and just to just be himself is his best ability. And when you're playing for Man City, I'm not saying you're a robot, but you're kind of programmed in the way that you're supposed to play. And that kind of the lack of freedom that Jack Grealish has, kind of worsened him in his development, in my opinion. He has not been that same player. The Aston Villa Grealish is not the same one that we see at Manchester City. And obviously, the form is the reason why he's in, because if we're basing it on talent, there's no way a guy like Eze should get in over Grealish. There's no way Jared Bowen should get over Grealish. There's no way Anthony Gordon should get over Grealish. But it's the form that gets him in. And, it's really disappointing, because Grealish, at first in the European Championship, last European Championship, there was a lot from the English media, from the English fans, a lot of clamoring to get him into the team, to get him. And and in the 2022 World Cup, he got his opportunities. He finally started getting his opportunities from Gareth Southgate. But then this season comes, not being able to get much into the team, not having that many starts, just disappointing for him. And, I feel for him, because I do think he's a very, very talented player that's just at the wrong place, in my opinion, despite the success he's had with Manchester City. Now, Harry Maguire, that one is an interesting one. Now, that one is, we understand that Gareth Southgate his love fest over Harry Maguire. He really, really loves him. So it's clear that this is he just does not think he'll have much of an impact with his calf injury. Um, and at the end of the day, he hasn't, he picked up the calf injury at the worst time, and it seems like Gareth Southgate doesn't believe that he can have a serious impact at this European Championship enough to bring him on the squad just in case. He doesn't believe there's much of that. Now, the ramifications of this could be huge in the fact that I don't know if Gareth Southgate sees another centre back that he will trust enough to continue to play the back four that they played at the last World Cup. Because, the European Championship before that, they went with the back four in the group stages, but the moment they played against a quality opponent in Germany in the round of 16, they switched to back five or back three, and they never changed. And I think with the loss of Maguire, this might give Gareth Southgate a reason to go back to that back three, because I don't know if there's any of the center backs that he is going to trust alongside John Stones. And keep in mind, the left back is also going to be, a Luke Shaw, if he can get healthy in time, a Luke Shaw that hasn't played much at all this season. So, whoever is playing, that's really a concern for England at a major level, because that Harry Maguire, he is the traditional, he's the left center back. John Stones plays on the right center half, bro. So I think that partnership between whoever plays that left center back and that left back role, I think that's going to be a huge weakness into the team, because it's going to be, number one, it's going to be a backup center back, and it's going to be a Luke Shaw at left back that hasn't played much. I think looking at this, I think, is giving Gareth Southgate an easy out to go back to that back five that he went with majority of his, first, the entire 2018 World Cup, he played with that back five. The 2022 Euros, the 2021 Euros, he went to that back five after post the group stages. Now the 2022 World Cup, he deviated away. He went with the back four and he stuck with it through the entire tournament, all the way up to them getting eliminated in the quarterfinals. I just think, and if it's not John Stones, it'll look like it'll be Mark Gahey, who's had a pretty good season in Crystal Palace. But, I don't know. Does Gareth Southgate trust him? England, they played a weak Bosnian team a few days ago, completely dominated them in that game. England had, I think, 27 shots or 22 shots. England had 25 shots, and Bosnia and Herzegovina only had one shot the entire game. And that one shot came off, and that opportunity was created by Mark Gahey, turning the ball over in just a very sloppy pass. So with the pressure of being at the Euros and being a young center back with have no experience at this kind of level of playing a major international tournament, being 23 years old, I don't know what it's going to be interesting to see which way Southgate goes with the left back position, with Luke Shaw not playing since February. Basically, is Luke Shaw the man for and the fact that he's in a race to get back fit for the first game. Is Luke Shaw the clear left back, or is Kieran Trippier gonna start at left back? It's clear Kyle Walker and John Stones, those two are locks. But yeah, very interested. And then besides Mark Gahey, is there another center back, that gives you any sort of hope, or like any sort of, does Gareth Southgate believe in any of the other center halves? Konsa is there, but again, that there's still lack of experience. Joe Gomez, who's been okay this season, but I think he's kind of in the squad because he does provide flexibility. He could be a backup right back for Kyle Walker. He can be a center back. He's played center back before. I think he'll be perfect. If they do want to go to a back five, I think he'll probably be that right center back, right next to Kyle Walker, and then it's gonna be Joe Gomez and it's gonna be John Stones and Mark Gahey, the other two. You could do that. But I think Joe Gomez being here is more flexibility. I don't think he'll play as a center back in the back four. I don't think Gareth Southgate would do that. Lewis Dunk, again, is he at this level? I don't know. He is, out of all the England center backs besides John Stones, he does happen to be the experienced one. But is he at this level though? I don't know. And Lewis Dunk also, he's been injured too. He's currently injured right now. So yeah, it's just a weird position England find themselves with the defender wise, and you know, it makes you question, you know, some of the treatment that other English center halves have gotten for a very long time. Again, Fikayo Tomori, you know, he's a guy that still has, you know, never been given an opportunity despite being, you know, an important player for AC Milan at that center half position. Yeah, I don't know which way England go, but interested to see how they move on with their squad.